stand on my word, 10 toes. Before my goals on tiptoes. Seen a bunch of smiling faces, seen love turn cold.
And I'm on. All right, people, what's going on? What's good? It's Ishe with livingishe Reviews. And today I'm reviewing the last episode of Ready to Love this season. This season was like the season that never ended for some reason. I mean, they went extra on the episodes. Like, this is episode 12. It normally goes for 11. And they had so many firsts this season. I mean, this was crazy. Like, the DMV, DC really showed out. Like, this is the both seasons. So last season was DC or Potomac, DMV, and this season was a continuation. Last season and this season, we had some some kind of assaults where like people like left the show because something happened. Then we had like all these crazy curveballs. We had so many self-eliminations. Like, they had a lot of firsts this season. This was like the most self-eliminations ever. And we heard that Tori wanted to self-eliminate, but they had to like stop it at that. They was like, look, you got to finish out the season or else we don't have no show because everybody's leaving. So thank goodness. I mean, I love the show, of course, because I always review it and watch it. But man, I'm telling you, I'm kind of glad that this is over with so we can get to the next season. So anyway, the cast, they all start off meeting at Georgia Brown's. And for those of you in the area, you know that Georgia Brown's is on the northwest side of DC. It's over by McPherson Station, close to the White House. And the food is bomb. It's got that soul food, that brunch, you know, the Sunday brunch be hitting. And I still have yet to go there, but I used to work over there, so I used to walk past it every day. I heard so much good stuff about it. I do got to check it out. But anyway, we got, they have everybody sitting, you know, with other people other than people that are interested. I mean, it's only like 3 couples. And I don't even think you can call them couples at this point. I mean, you got Carmen and Donovan, and then you got Dakia and Paul, and then you have Joy, of course, Joy and Clinton. Dakia and Paul are sort of wondering when, if and when this spark between them is going to happen, and it ain't. It's just like by proxy they ended up together because everybody that Dakia liked either liked somebody else or got kicked off or left in the show. Paul, all of the people that he liked, like Tina, she wasn't feeling them. Sabrina wasn't feeling them. Joy wasn't feeling them. So now, by process of elimination, it ended up being Dakia. And she wanted Clifton. She wanted Tori. It just didn't work out. So anyway, Joy and Clifton, of course, they're actually kind of worried about being in a long distance relationship since Joy is an entertainer. She's a singer. She works at, you know, those resorts, you know, the resort bands and singers and cover singers. That's what she does. She does that in Puerto Vallarta. No, I'm just joking. So anyway, Puerto Vallarta is where Joy works, and she spends 6 months out of the year there. Clifton, I don't think he's the most secure man to be in a long distance relationship. I knew he needed a person at home when he gets home from work that's just going to be there all the time. So I'm not seeing this going for long over the course. So anyway, they're waiting for Tommy to come in and give him the, you know, the agenda for this week's episode. Tommy comes in, he lays the ground rules. He tells everybody that Demetrius and Sabrina have self-eliminated. Yep, they're gone. That was crazy. But now it's time for the guys to meet the girls' parents this go around. So now we start off with Carmen and her family. So she has her mom and her dad coming to meet Donovan. Now, one thing we can say about Carmen's mom is that they look just alike. Like they the spitting image of each other. Her mom's a pastor, I think. She's heavily in the church, so her parents are really religious. Her dad is a tough cookie. He is a Marine. He was in the Marine Corps for a long time, and he still seemed like it. He's like probably around in his 60s or so. But he is tough. He is like, yeah, I'm going to sit here, and he's going to sit here. So if I got to put him in a headlock, I'm right here. Like if he get out of line, I'm going to bring it down. But the mother starts off with the God talk as soon as Donovan arrives. Now, Donovan, I gotta say, Donovan comes. He doesn't come dressed up, but he does come in. He does come to the meeting, the lunch, with a bouquet of flowers, which he gives to the mom, and he scored points on that. But Carmen, when she met Donovan's mom, she gave him and the mom flowers. So, I mean, I don't know what Donovan is doing, man. You can't let her out. You can't let her outdo you. But anyway, he scored points for the with her mother for that. Shook the dad's hand. He was really cordial. Donovan is a cool guy. Let's see. He lost points. So Donovan scored points with the bouquet of flowers, but he lost points when the question came up about from her dad, from Carmen's dad said, why did you, what ended your marriage? And do you have any kids? And Donovan had to admit that he has 2 kids, 2 baby mamas, and his divorce ended because of infidelity. He stepped out on the wife. And these religious folks, they're like, yeah. So he lost points on that one. But the father also asked Donovan, how does he feel about disciplining the kids? Like, will he let Carmen discipline his kids or correct them? And, you know, he was like, well, I don't think we have to worry about that because my kids are very well behaved. Okay, says everybody. So then the father asked Donovan, why did your marriage end? And he said, well, I'm gonna be honest, I stepped out on him, but I've been to therapy, I did this, blah, blah, blah. And the dad was like, well, how do we know that you ain't gonna do that to our girl? Like, really? Like, I mean, I understand being truthful and forthcoming, but some things are just private. Some things everybody don't need to know. Like, I think if that's your thing to get them to disarm them, to make them feel comfortable with you, that you told something vulnerable, then, I mean, it is what it is. But I wouldn't have said that. That's between me and her. If I tell her that, you know, that's between us. But again, he scored points because they was like, well, you was forthcoming with that and, you know, whatever. So they got respect. He got respect for that. But the mom, she's really feeling Donovan. Like she's in a wheelchair, but she was like flirting with the man. And even the dad was like, you trying to take my woman and my daughter? You know? So, yeah, Donovan's a likable person. But it does come up from Carmen's mom. What's your relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ? And do you accept him as your savior? I'm like, man, did we just get some Jehovah's Witnesses coming to our door? Did we just like we prophesize in here? But you know, I forgot how he answered that. I guess he said yes. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, if you're not religious and you shouldn't lie. So I guess he said yes, he was good with Jesus Christ, and that was it. The meeting was successful, despite the dad asking him the tough questions. At the end of the date, the dad and the mom actually liked him. And so now we go to Joy. Now, Joy's parents are deceased, I think, and so she had her sister fill in as a family member. She is a family member. So she comes in. she likes, Clifton right off the bat. He got that effect on women, him and Donovan. So all he had to do was not mess it up. So his sister was smitten with him, I guess. But she asked Clifton, how does he feel about Joy's job? How she has to travel and, how she has to be on the road or down in Puerto Vallarta for 6 months out of the year. He said he's kind of worried about it, but he thinks he'll be okay. I mean, all you got to do is go visit her once a month for 6 months. I mean, and then y'all can FaceTime the rest of the time. I mean, if you can't do that, then there's nothing else that, if you're still worried, then, that's just what it is. It's not going to work if you worried about that. So, and she seems like she going to keep it real. She going to keep it a G with you. And she seemed like she ain't going to be messing around on you. But, again, I kind of think he got a little bit of insecurities. Maybe what he been through or what he did in his past. I don't know, but I don't see it. I don't see it lasting long term. I could be wrong. He kind of like lets off that him and Joy are OCD, which that could be good or bad. Let's see. The sister is concerned. So is, the sister's just concerned if they're gonna be good in the long distance. And Joy says Clifton is the one she's been waiting for her whole life, and he is the only man. He is all she wants. And I'm like, well, if that's what you've been waiting for your whole life, and that's all the man, everything you need and want, then I don't know how your life has been, but if that's what it is, and that's what it is. She says it's real, and I guess it's real. Okay, next we go into the Kia. So the Kia, I don't even know why they need footage. So this whole meeting was dumb. Like, these guys don't like each other. The Kia is waiting for Paul, and he's meeting the Kia's mom and her brother. The brother, hey, it's DC. The brother, he is kind of like EJ, Magic Johnson's son. But anyway, he's not that far off. But hey, it was just funny. So they show, but the kid and her mom, they look just alike. They could be twins. So if Paul is the man, he ain't got nothing to worry about. Look at the mom, look at her. That's what you're looking at in the future. Bam. Family. But the mom is asking Paul, about his life. And we find out that Paul's been married for 12 years. He's got twin daughters who are 27. So she asked, hey, I need some grandkids. The kid didn't have any kids, and I've been waiting for these grandkids. And he's like, about that, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be, I'm not in the market to have no more kids. So, he kind of, it don't matter if he lost points or not, because she ain't feeling Paul like that. They just friends. They just gonna be friends from what I could see. And Paul asked some weird question like, does he know? Does he asked the mom if she knows of the Kia to be the type to stay in a relationship longer than they should? And she like, nah, the kid just bounces. If it ain't going right, she bounces. And that's true. Like, you can tell, like, just the way the kid presents herself, looks like, she's going to stay in something that ain't benefiting her. So that was a crazy question. But I got to talk about Paul's attire. I've been noticing, like, I don't know if these guys ain't really, they don't strike me as to be dressing age. I don't know, like, I'm just noticing, like, for the last couple of episodes, all these guys, they must have just started investing in bling. Like, they blinged out. Like, these guys are almost 50, and, like, there's no need to be wearing big chains no more, couple of years ago, you could still get away with it, but now, like after 2020, it's like there's no need. There's no need. Like, you don't need to impress people like that. I mean, he's getting out of a Mercedes, a red one. He's got the blazer with the hoodie attached on it. It's not like he's wearing a hoodie and then a blazer over it. It's the old school from the 90s. Oh no, like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Like that style, like when did that come back? I mean, I think it's too early. Like, put it back in the closet. I think I still got a blazer with the hoodie attached to it. But I won't be trying to wear that. I think the last time I wore that was, dang, like 10 years ago. So no on that one, man, no. So anyway, the brother ain't asking too many questions. So, but after he leaves, they ask Dakia, okay, they say they like Paul, and Dakia's like, but I'm just waiting for these flames to happen. Like, there's no fire, there's no flames. I don't even think it's a spark. Like, we cool, we like each other, but you know, it ain't gonna get no further than friendship. Like, her juices ain't flowing down there. He ain't doing it for her. So anyway, another thing I noticed is all these women are saying, they're all saying the same thing. I never brought anybody to meet my family before. Blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. Like, it's the same thing as a woman saying, I haven't been with anybody in 6 months. You know, you either get to 6 months or I've never done this before. Which is it? Because these women are doing all of it. They saying all of it. But anyway, back to the review. We also got Clifton with a lot of bling on. Now, he looks really too old and mature for it. I know he noticed that Joy's exes were all pretty young and fly, so maybe he's got that insecurity that he needs to be looking young and fly. Nah, man, she liked you the day off when you showed up at the mixer with the orange t-shirt and the plaid pants. Like, he was like simple, you know, just keep it simple. But now it's like everybody bought them a new wardrobe. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, they don't need to do all that is what I'm saying. Y'all are cool the way y'all are. But anyway, Joy and Clifton meet for dinner. Now, Joy is meeting Clifton to just kind of like make him feel comfortable with and assure him that, you know, she's for him and that this thing can work despite the distance. And she's telling him that her sister also has concerns about the distance, but for her, this is real and it's going to work out. And she's not ready to say bye because she actually got to go to Mexico soon to get back to work. And like I said, with a lot of people working remotely these days, I mean, you know, maybe he can work remotely. If he doesn't work remote, I mean, it's not that far. It doesn't cost that much to go to Mexico from the United States. Now, if you was in the UK or Africa or somewhere in Europe or Hawaii, yeah, that's a done deal. It's dead. It's dead on arrival. But, you know, that Mexico is nothing. It's nothing to get to. So, and I noticed Joy has a tongue ring. Like, all this stuff from the early 90s and the 80s is like, I don't know. Like, 80s can come back, but it's like the early 2000s. Yeah. But the tongue ring, I was surprised, but I haven't met anybody with a tongue ring in a long time. Plus, everybody was wearing the blue contacts. I'm like, when did that happen? Like, that came back in style? I keep my ears to the street, but I haven't. That's one that's new for me. So anyway, what else happened? Let's see. Oh, and then they acting like we stupid, like the audience is stupid, like the audience don't know y'all be getting down, like y'all gotten down from day one. We know y'all been having sex, but they trying to spin it like, oh man, so now, you know, the show's ending, so I can't wait to have sex now. And it's like, come on, man, y'all ain't throwing nobody off the scent. We know y'all done got it in. I mean, y'all already know y'all compatible sexually. That's why y'all even more in love with each other. So, I don't know. So now that was it, and now that was everything before the couples meet to, tell us what's going on. So you got Donovan. He's finally dressed in age appropriate. He comes in suited and booted. He gets with Tina. They go through this long spiel, and then he says, "I pick you, I choose you," and then they kiss. I mean, tongue, mouth, like they just all on camera. You can see everything, like they sucking each other's lips. I'm like, okay. We don't really need to see that, but it is what it is. They got Paul on his roof, and he's pondering what he's going to say. It looks like we already know what's going to happen. We already know. And then we see Clifton arriving. Now, he's now looking age appropriate. He's looking like a G. He's got the turtleneck. He's got the long, the camel colored overcoat on. He's got some slacks on. He's looking cool. And then we got Joy coming in with the body tight dress showing all the curves, but she's got the ankle boots on. I'm like, man, she should have wore like some knee highs. Like, where's the stylist here? You a singer, entertainer. She coming in looking like a 90s white girl, a grunge chick. Anyway, that's what I don't know. But okay, so now we go to Paul. You look at these two, they're not attracted to each other. They just like made it to the end without getting eliminated. That's all this is. They end up saying, well, I choose me. We can be friends. And she was like, cool, because I was choosing me. We just friends. Ain't nothing going on. Let's go catch a beer. let's go grab a beer after the episode ends. And then you have of course, Joy. I mean, there's no surprise. There's no shock value, no surprise, no spoilers. I mean, it's like we knew Joy and Clinton was gonna walk away together. Donovan and Carmen for the last 3 episodes, we knew that was gonna end up together. So other than that, I mean, we don't need to know nothing else. And then I just want to say in the confessional camera. After Joy and Clifton, so then we see Clifton with this. I don't know why I'm ragging on everybody's wardrobe on this season, but Clifton has on a jacket with the hoodie sewed on back of the jacket. Nah, man, that's like for 12-year-olds, man. I think we are past that in our age range, so not a good look. And then when he showed up to the dinner, oh yeah, I forgot when he first showed up to the dinner to meet Joy's sister, he was looking like a 90s grunge dude. Like he had the leather jacket on, and I think he had a kilt, or it was either a kilt or a flannel tied around his waist. I'm like, dude, you're a little too old. I think you was around when that style was out, but when did brothers started bringing that back? I don't know. Like, maybe I need to go back to the clubs or something. I ain't seen that happen. It just didn't look right for him. It didn't fit him. He looks too mature. He is too like just a mature looking guy to be wearing that. It just doesn't come off. But anyway, that's it for my review of Ready to Love. The last episode of season 6 or 5 was this current season. It's episode 12. And with that being said, peace, and I'll see y'all for season 7 or 6.
My heart pounding in the door like it's the purge about the store. Sick of being broke, so thoughts of money I invoke and how to get it.